That should make her run a little faster. Let's see what we got with that.
All right.
Now with Bertha, you gotta kind of give her a jump start since we've...
But they are not invincible. They take real risks and endure unimaginable pain. Be smart. Be safe. Don't try this at home.
That'll do.
Let's head outside and take a motorcycle ride across the...
We haven't done one of these in a while.
No, we haven't. Need to put on my goggles. Yeah. I have my eye protection.
You're going to wear those during the wind tunnel test?
Well, I'll have my helmet on, so I won't need it.
But you could do it without the helmet, just for funny.
Sure.
All right. Hey, do you know who invented the windshield wiper?
I would like to know.
A lady named Mary Anderson, 1903, got the first patent for a windshield wiper, for an interior activated windshield wiper. Isn't that cool?
1903.
Yeah.
Did they have to, was it like a crank, or did they have to, did the car
I think
run
the motorized came
Did they have
later.
their kids in the back seat with like pedals or a stick?
I don't know.
No, I don't know either. But I would say that the better invention in the windshield wiper was probably the intermittent.
Oh, the little thing that made it intermittent.
I still think somebody needs to come up with a software update to your car so that it will pick a speed that is on time with whatever song you're playing on the radio.
Oh, so it goes with the beat of the music?
Uh-huh.
Into your dome lights flashing?
No, we don't want to go disco. We just need something that isn't anti-beat on the radio. That just annoys me.
It bothers your ADD?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, are we going here to talk about the windshield wiper?
We are not. We're here to talk about windshields.
Windshields.
Or windscreens, depending on how you call it.
Is that a Europe thing or a America thing or different parts of the country?
I'd have no idea.
Let us know in the comments. Do you say windshield or windscreen? And also tell us why manufacturers of motorcycles put completely inadequate windshields on the motorcycle.
Teeny tiny little things.
It's like they're forcing us to spend extra money that doesn't go to them.
Seems to be, but I suppose that when they design these, they are taking into consideration what they think the bike is going to be used for predominantly.
Okay.
I would assume, yes?
Yeah.
And we both have gotten new motorcycles that are more off-road oriented than what we previously had, and I'm assuming that the windshield would be commensurate with its intended purpose.
Absolutely, that makes sense. So like for the Aprilia Touareg, if you're going to be taking it off-road, a smaller windscreen is more appropriate.
I would think.
And the same with your Husqvarna 901.
Well, the issue though is, we don't only do that.
Exactly. If you're a full-on adventure rider, you don't just off-road. You got to ride the slab to get to the road.
That's right. So we were at highway speeds, and at highway speeds, we're running into some difficulties.
True.
What are some of the difficulties that you have encountered with your small screen?
Mine actually, I have to say, the Aprilia Touareg's stock windscreen isn't bad. It's not horrible. When I'm riding with my street helmet, it's actually hitting me about here, and it slips over, and there's not a ton of buffeting. So it's actually fairly well designed.
For your height?
For my height, I'm 5'7".
Yes.
But, and Aprilia does make an aftermarket larger touring, they call it the touring windscreen. So they at least provide that option if you're going to be doing more touring. My problem is if I'm riding with my ADV helmet and I've got the little beak, or what do they call that?
I'm going with beak.
Beak.
The bill.
But, you've got the little protruding
sun visor.
Sunshade, then the wind just catches right up under that and your helmet's going everywhere. So completely useless for me if I'm wearing that helmet.
See, I'm finding a similar situation. I'm at 6 feet tall, so on my motorcycle, my small windscreen, which is basically similar to yours, with, little different contours, but the same size, it's hitting me right in the nose.
Yeah.
I can feel it with my hand. It's right there, and so to lean down, I can get it out of my head, out of my face. I don't wear the ADV helmet, so I don't have the bill problem that you do with the wind hitting underneath it. But noise. When we're recording our trips in our Senna, the wind noise, even if you get the quietest helmet in the planet, if you're going 75 miles an hour down the interstate, you're still going to get wind noise. Sure. And so if you duck down behind the windshield, it clears it up. So I'm wondering if a little bit taller windshield would accommodate for my height. And of course, the Norden Expedition comes with a taller windscreen. They do make one for it. We happen, though, to have a new sponsor.
Woohoo!
Yes.
WRS, love this company, very, very cool products. The really neat thing that intrigues me about WRS is that they are the actual team that creates the windscreens for the Ducati Moto GP racing team and the BMW Moto Rad team. So big chops really from this company.
They were first created in Italy and they've had much success in the racing. So recently, just a few years ago, they have come over to WRSUSA, and so we have gotten in contact with that division, and they have sent us a couple of windshields so that we can replace these, because you tried to fix this problem by doing an Amazon add-on, and it has not worked as well as we anticipated. I used it a while on a different windscreen on my motorcycle. It did not do the thing that happened to you, but it still was not a perfect solution.
Correct. And for those of you who don't know, I mounted this to my windscreen. This is an Amazon special. A ton of riders use them. And as you can see right here, it cracked my windscreen. And part of that is because it's a fairly heavy brick that mounts the actual mounting hardware, and it's in one location only. I have a lot of friends that ride the Aprilia Touareg who have had good success with the Puige, P-U-I-G, I don't know.
We're going to go with that.
Puige. And it's differently designed because it has two mounting brackets, one here and one here. They haven't had any problems with their OEM windscreens getting damaged, but I was riding along and I could see the little spider cracks coming out, and I was like, oh no, so I took it off and
there it is.
There it is. So Amazon windscreen, we don't recommend it.
But WRS came in right on time. Right after we noticed this, we got the new ones in. We're going to do a pseudo-scientific garage laboratory wind tunnel test. We've got some ribbons and a more power fan that Robin hooked up for us. So all we got to do now is tape a bunch of ribbons to this thing and see what happens.
That sounds great. Let's get
do
to work.
it.
It's called the physics simulator software.
Okay, I go garage laboratory with weird ass scientists.
That's one way to do it. But the physics simulator software is what WRS actually uses when they're designing these things.
Not like us in the garage.
Not like us in the
Okay,
garage.
good, okay. Well, at least there's that.
We had a lot of fun. I don't know if we discovered a whole lot.
Not really. I mean, you could tell subjectively on the bike that there was a significant difference.
Absolutely.
The ribbons, of course, were not in a controlled environment in a high-tech studio, but you could get the idea when we were raising the arm up and down. You could see where the airflow was going, and it was changing with the height of the windscreen there. So yeah, we've got a layperson's test with some decent results.
And we have an expert WRS physics simulator software that's designed this to be as streamlined as possible for your particular bike.
Yeah, of course. Well, they got all of the engineers on staff.
So that's like a twofer.
A twofer, yeah. So this is the old one.
How was you mentioned that the experience.
Yeah.
So what did you feel, disregarding all the streamers that we spent laborious hours to put on? How did you feel in that?
Well, can I do a bit of a comparison in my answer?
Yes.
So this is the original windscreen. It is significantly shorter, obviously. What is that, 6 or 7 inches, right? This windscreen,
it also wraps around a little bit.
It does wrap around a little bit more. A lot of people complain with the head turbulence, the rocking. What do you call that? Everybody's like the bobblehead, you know? I don't get a lot of turbulence. It's a smooth wind hitting me, but it's a constant, heavy, hard wind hitting me. And when, like you said in the intro, riding on the dirt, no big deal, works its purposes. For us, on the interstate, that constant wind for 2.5 hours before we take a break, your neck muscles get tired, the helmet's heavy, blah, 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 you look sideways, all these things. So what we needed to do was increase this. Now, you asked, what did I experience? Well, there's still no turbulence, which is good because you don't want to get that bobblehead thing going on. But the amount of wind that was hitting me here originally is not hitting me here anymore. It's now just bare. If you could see when I put the arm up, over the top of it, it was blistered.
Yeah.
But as I lowered it down just a little bit, the ribbon fell right at the top, right where the shoey mark is on my helmet. If I could, if I was experiencing it properly from the inside. On the outside, it might look a little different. What was your experience on yours? Because I don't think yours was as tall.
No, but to finish your comment, the nice thing is your cranium is rounded and aerodynamic.
Oh yes, well.
So
if it wasn't, it would be weird. Like the movie Coneheads.
Or a square head.
Would a triangle head be more aerodynamic? I had a friend in high school. This is an actual true story. I had a friend in high school that did an aerodynamics test. He found out a sphere is the perfect wind slipstream.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah, so they should make cars in spheres.
Spheres.
Yeah. I don't know how that. You crash, you just roll down the road.
You'd get dizzy really, really bad over and over.
It's like what they used in Jurassic Park. But yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with this. I mean, we have the same air diffuser.
Well, you don't have one on your original, do you?
No.
No. So that is a nice thing. We discussed this a little bit earlier, but both of us had done quite a bit of research and reading. And one thing that we liked about the WRS is not only the height and the size and the shape of the screens, but that they include this smoothing filter thingy. So now, normally the wind will come and hit and it'll tumble over the windscreen.
Yep, like that.
But by adding this, it allows this part of the wind to come under here and smooth it out.
Pushes it up.
Yeah.
Sort of like a pickup truck. If you put the tailgate down in a pickup truck, the turbulence is actually more because it doesn't create a vacuum in the back of the truck where the wind can just go over the back. So a lot of people would put their tailgate down, thinking they were getting better gas mileage, when in actuality it was making it worse.
I wonder
this was a really good.
I wonder if the technical term for this is a tailgate.
No, it should be. It should be the slot.
The slot.
The slot.
But that's a brilliant addition, and
Yeah.
I think that helped basically make the flow on mine a lot smoother. Mine was only about 3 or 4 inches taller, a fair amount wider. But like your first impressions, the streamers did their thing, and you'll discover whatever you discover when you are taking the millimeter measurements later, when you're calculating all the differences.
It's going to be all by eye.
But the actual experience of sitting in the cockpit was totally different for me. I had a much quieter air bubble of just nice calm air around me than I do with the stock. So I'm very, very pleased with the WRS product. Did you want to thank them?
Yeah, thanks.
I do want to mention, by the way, a huge shout out to Robin Knight. He's the crazy goofball that's been running around in some of these shots, and we're borrowing his studio. We call this Sanford & Sons, and his massive fan that we've been using for this experiment is called Big Bertha. So if you guys could leave a comment, tell Robin he's a cool dude, we'd appreciate it.
And he's over there actually making some brackets for me so I can strap my luggage down, because I took my passenger pegs off. So he's over there manufacturing some stuff for me as we speak.
Everybody needs a Sanford & Son buddy, don't they?
Oh, yes, definitely. 1 or 3 of them.
Seriously, though, thank you, WRS. We really appreciate you sending your product. We will be doing some more experiments down the road, some real-world experiments.
Oh, yes, we have to give you our subjective opinion once we do get it out on the interstate and are going 70 miles an hour beside the trucks. All of these pseudoscientific ones we did with the ribbons it shows us what's happening, but until you actually get on the bike and are traveling at speed, you don't really know what's about to happen. So on the way home, we're going to figure it out.
Make some mental notes.
Mental notes.
And we're going to be doing an off-road trip running the Panhandle Adventure Trail next week. So we'll be able to experience it off-road as well. So if there's any inhibited line of sight issues.
And that was one of my big deals with my previous motorcycle, was that I had the GV airflow up there, and I didn't like it because of all of the brackets and the double layer and all this. This is just clean. Nice and clean, no distractions, nothing in your line of sight. And we like that, number one, simply because we like to be able to see where we're going. But secondarily, it's because we put GoPros and stuff up here, and we like to have that view without an obstructed view for the viewers, for the people who watch our channel.
It's kind of the best of all worlds. It's a perfect little size with a little extra.
That's what I'm saying. So thank you again, WRS. We appreciate you sending these products to us. As a caveat, they did send it to us for free, but they did not tell us what to say, or how to make the video, so that we just did whatever we wanted to. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Put a comment down below if you have a WRS screen, or if you have any questions concerning it. Check their website out, see if they have something that fits your motorcycle.
And don't forget to make your life an adventure. We'll see you in the next episode.
Moto,
Cool.
Cut!
Cut!
It's a wrap!